Well, I don't know if any of you have been particularly eagle-eyed. Where I've been opening and shutting the seat, have you noticed the state of the shock absorber this side? Use my trusty seat lock key. Look at that. The bush is completely out of the shock. But even with the bush pushed right in, you've still got a massive gap on that side. So that shock is shot. I reckon I'm missing a spacer or something off the top of there. So that was a bit of luck we found that, because look at that. It's just knackered. Let's have a look at the other side. Yeah, look. I've obviously been in there at one time or other, because I've put loads of washers on, but that's still loose there anyway. Look. So I need to sort out them shocks. Maybe these were not the right shocks on this bike then. Someone just put them on and... I don't know. I'm going to definitely have to have a look at what's going on up the top there. Because actually I think they are the right shocks, because this bit here you can adjust for when you're riding. And look, it fits perfectly here. But yeah, that isn't good. Let's get a spanner. We'll just pop that nut off. I'll pull out this bit and we'll see what size diameter is inside. You can order these. They're only about £6 or £7 for 4 of them. But I don't know what I'm missing there. I don't know if I can get you to even see what I'm doing. Right, that nearly dropped the camera. So let's get a spanner on here. Open this out a bit. It says that ain't no good. Hang on. Right, we're calling the big gun. See, that's moved really easily now. I wonder if I was riding around like this. I suppose I must have been. I don't know. Well, there's... Well, my SD card went flat and it's now the following day, on a Friday night. So I've got the bits and pieces off, but what I've discovered is obviously this bush inside here is all moved. And I know, I've had a thought today when I was at work, I know why this has got that stub with this sticking out. Because when you had an S1C, as you can see in the picture here, it had this chrome rail that ran up round the back. Mine never came with that. So what I will do is bolt this on with a bolt and then put this on as far as I can get it to make up the distance and just have them bolted on. But what I want to do, if I can, is take this shock off so I can measure this little bush part inside here and see if I can get a bush to go inside this shock, because I'm not seeing anything obvious on the internet. So it's not looking too good. So let's get this apart and see what we can fix. So the top is off, but what I've got to do is undo this bolt here, then pop this out and the shock should pull off. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to have to go and get some spanners. There's no way I'm going to get a socket in there, which is a shame because that's what I wanted in there. And that's a 15mm and it's smaller than that. Right, let me go and find some spanners. Right, it's a 14mm. And it's loose. Here we go. Ah, it's not actually coming out. Yeah. Right, give me 5 minutes, I'll try and pry this bolt. Right, the bolt's just come out and hit the floor. There you go. One shock absorber. Now the question is this sleeve over the bolt, or is that sleeve already on there? Because I have no idea. Let's see if we can prise it off. Right, the bit on here, yeah, 14mm will fit, but I need to see about getting new innards. So I better get shopping and see what I can find. Just before I do, there's the bottom with a proper insert fitted in it, and then the bolt goes through the middle. So I want the same for here, but I want him with a smaller diameter. But this has got like a, it's not a straight through thing, so it's a bit weird. That's maybe why these are like they are. I don't know. They seem to sort of fit. But the problem is they've lost their size, so I really just need new ones of those, I suppose. But let me play around with this shock. I couldn't find shock absorber bushes for the rear shocks anywhere for the S1C or even the KH250. So I started looking around at these universal things. What I've ended up purchasing is a pack of two 10mm ones. That's the internal diameter of these bushes. Two 12mm ones and two 14mm ones. 12mm ones obsolete, so we want the 14mm internal diameter and the 10mm internal diameter, and those are the two. They'll do both shocks. Now these were £6.95 for the 3 sets, but obviously I only want 2 sets, so £3.50 for each side. I don't think that's too bad actually. So what we've got to do now is go up, try these in the shocks, but first of all I'm going to show you this fitting over the collar that's sticking out with the piece of thread on it. So let's go and do that now and I'll show you they fit. Right, I've had to put a torch on because the lighting in here is rubbish to say the least. So here's the collet, which is, sorry, here's the collet sitting on there. So if I push that on there, that goes on, and when you push it on tight, there is no movement. So that's why you want the 14mm opening, and that should repair our shocks top and bottom. I'll post a little pic up at the end of the eBay listing, and I'll also show you the seller as well, because then you can be guaranteed to get exactly the same ones I've fitted to the S1C if that's what you're after. So let's go and see if we can do one shock, get the old ones out, put the new one in. Right, so I'm not too sure how easy this is going to be, but the first thing we've got to do is get the bush out the inside of there. Well, this is going to be fun working round the camera. Not sure that's not going to come out of there, is it? I've got a bigger socket, and the answer is yeah, too big. That's better. Right, so all we've got to do is close up the vise like so. Right, I hope you can see that. It's pushing that socket this way and it's pushing the bushing out. Hopefully. There you go, it's out. So I'll keep them 2 sockets together there. We can use them to put it back in. So what we've got to do now is fit the rubber in the top of the shock now. Carefully spoon that in, and then once that's in, we put the whole lot back in the vise. We use them 2 sockets to drive the pin back through with a bit of the old washing up liquid. So let me get that rubber in there, and we should be sorted hopefully. Again, I don't know how easy this is going to be to go in. without damaging it. Right, I better have a go off camera. I can't work around the camera here, it's right in the way. Well, that was easier than I thought. It's all in, just pushed in. You just have to go round in a circle and get it through the little ridge onto the other side, then just keep spooning it round carefully with the screwdriver. Then it didn't quite come out the other side, so I put the socket on there, put the whole lot in the vise and just use the socket just to push it in a bit, and then it popped through. So all is good. Now, here's the bush. So now we've got to push that bush through. So what I'm going to do is put some washing up liquid down in that hole. Let's get you back in here again, get you set up. Right, next thing to do is put a bit of washing up liquid on here. Got a good smear of washing up liquid, particularly on the bottom when it's first going to bite. Right, let me go and, oh god, my battery's going flat now. I'm having trouble tonight with everything. It's just not one of them days today. Right, hang on, let me go and get a new battery before you cut out. Fan on, cooling it down in here. It's like about 200 degrees. Right, we've got the thing all oiled up here. So let's plop that into the end of there, just to start it on its way. Right, and then in theory I should just be able to, yep, that's going in nicely. Can you see that? Look, the more you turn, the more it, oh, I'm getting a bit of rubber movement. Hang on. It's not quite gone in. That's a tiny bit more. That rubber's lovely and lined up now. So I'll have to go back to the socket method, which is that one, and was it this one? Yeah. Get set up again. This is where you need really two people, because holding this, getting it all in the vise, you need another pair of hands really. Right, there. Right, a little bit more. Shut this back up again. Right. Just get lined up again. Right. Right. That should be lined up now. And it is. There you go. One brand new replacement bush. So let's do the other side now with the 10. Whoa. Hold on. Well, the good news is with this lower bush, it looks like it will just push out. There. That's out. I'll get the socket back out again now. Right, there we go. So, let's have a go at getting this one in. Just hold it in there. See if you can see. That way. Right. Alright, that one's in. Nice. Here's the bush. Tiny bit of washing up liquid. Right, we'll try again. Now the SD card got full. I think this one, yeah, I can push that practically through myself. So that one is done. So, sitting in the vise now, we've got a lovely new lower bush and a lovely new top bush. But yeah, I'm pleased with those bushes. Completely replaced, brand new. £6.95. So £3.50 a side and you're good to go again, and they fit lovely. Right, I want to see about getting the shock back on today just to level the bike back up again. So it fits perfectly on there. Let's get the bolts. Now, the issue I've got is that fits on perfectly, but that doesn't, and the reason is because I haven't got a rear grab bar, so I'm missing part of it. Now, a lot of the grab bar and the centre stands were taken off by people to lighten them up because they thought they could go faster, and this bike is a classic example of someone doing that. That's not going to fit. Right, let me see if I can find a nut to hold this on with. So the thread on the very end of here is damaged. I can't get past the beginning onto the normal thread. So what I'm going to do is find if I've got an M10 tap, see if I can recut the threads on there just to allow me to get a nut on there and get going. Oh yeah, by the way, it's 6 AM on a Monday morning at the moment. I work from home, so I have an hour between when I start and when I get up, so what better way to work on the bike? So, using the M10 by 1.25 nuts, I've managed to just sort of put it on, turn it a bit, turn it back, turn it a bit, turn it back. Just kept working the nut on and off camera, and I've managed to save the thread. So that thread's good to go now. And then also you can see now, lovely. So what I can do is crank this on fully and then have two of these cranked on there and then put that on the end just to remove that sharp bit, and this bit of the suspension's all back on there. So the only thing I've got to do now is put the lower bolt in, basically lift the frame up. So I'm going to bolt this up so it's sort of tight, and then we can lift the thing up, put the bolt through the bottom, and that side's completely finished. And the word for today is sketch. Look how sketchy it is to get this bolt in. I've had to jack it up on here. I've got the jack on here to lift the bike to get it bolt in, but it's going in. So let's get this tightened up. Jesus. It'll be easy to get to the other side because the micron's not there. If you look at the shocks, you can see them all nicely moving, all nicely fitted with their new bushes.